The U.S. Department of Agriculture is very clear. Our daily diet should include whole grains, and that includes wheat. Tonight, the people who say they are healthier for passing on the wheat altogether, and a local doctor who says all of us should be avoiding it. Russ Klisch had a problem. The owner of Milwaukee's Lakefront Brewery wanted to come up with a beer that did not include wheat or barley, which is a bit like trying to make nachos without chips or cheese. You didn't hit it out of the park on the first try.
No,
but he soon figured it out.
What do we have here? We have our New Grist gluten-free beer made of rice and sorghum.
And it became the first beer in the country to keep out the wheat and barley, but still be classified as beer. And it's now Lakefront's most popular brew. Its target market, people with celiac disease whose bodies can't digest certain grains. People like Sarah Nielsen.
Your body, in simple terms, it just doesn't tolerate gluten, which is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye.
Nielsen was diagnosed with celiac disease 5 years ago, which meant a radical change in how she cooked, ate, and shopped.
The first time I went grocery shopping, the label reading, it's overwhelming. I left in tears. I left the cart, I left the grocery store.
And who could blame her? Label read on your next trip to the store, and you'll see just how prevalent wheat is, even in foods you wouldn't suspect. Knowing others would need help, she started a website, Celiac in the City, and is now sort of a gluten-free guide to those whose common gastrointestinal enemy is wheat.
We're in the golden age of gluten-free, and 5 years ago when I was diagnosed, there were much fewer options than there are today. I mean, Milwaukee is a gluten-free haven.
Wheat of today is by far, hands down, the worst possible thing you could eat.
Dr. William Davis is a Milwaukee heart specialist who may be the reason members of the wheat lobby don't sleep at night. His 2 Wheat Belly books make the case that all of us, not just those with celiac disease and gluten intolerance, should strike wheat from our diet.
I'm talking to the people who have joint pains and asthma and depression and binge eating disorder and food obsessions.
So how did wheat become the bad boy of the bowels? We're talking amber waves of grain here, aren't we? Well, we were. For this is not your grandmother's version of wheat. Davis points out the crop was genetically modified for a noble purpose decades ago, to feed the world's hungry, but in the process of increasing the yield per acre, it also caused our guts to ache unyieldingly. The culprit? A protein in wheat called gliadin, which Davis says makes us want to eat more.
Anybody who's exposed to the gliadin opiate of modern wheat is stimulated to consume, on average, 400 more calories per day, 365 days per year, which is a lot of calories. And those calories you're provoked to consume are not going to be from steak or from lamb chops. It's going to be from junk carbohydrates.
The doctor's advice? Keep your food intake simple.
We're going to return to the safety of real single ingredient food. So we know, for instance, that lamb chops don't have wheat. We know that cucumbers and tomatoes and lettuce don't have wheat.
You might think a war on wheat would worry restaurants that specialize in pasta and pizza, but not so at Via on Downer. By using rice flour instead of wheat flour, most of its menu can be made gluten-free. The increased repeat business is worth the added effort. It's one of a number of restaurants catering to the growing gluten-free crowd in Milwaukee. But Sarah's favorite place is her own kitchen, a wheat-free zone for 5 years. Once a source of stress, now a place of hope.
It's been life-changing.
To learn more about living the gluten-free lifestyle in Milwaukee, we have put a link to Sarah's website on our webpage. Now, of course, the wheat industry strongly disagrees with Dr. Davis's book. Their full response to his claims in the complete interview with Dr. Davis can be found on our website, fox6now.com.
Fun and interesting, not once was weight loss mentioned there. This isn't a weight loss thing, it's a lifestyle thing, correct?
Good question. It can be. He claims some of his patients have seen weight loss. It's just one of the many benefits that he has seen. As always, check with your own doctor. We need to do that disclaimer.
About that comfort food we were going to eat for the snow coming.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be made gluten-free.
It can be gluten-free snow, too. No, I don't think we have that. But we do have a little bit of light still coming for Friday morning, right during the morning commute. Not great. Today, nice to see that sunshine from our Fox Skycam here at our Brown Deer studio.